Greetings, my fellow warriors. So, the biggest question is now what do we wait for the Fannie Man Freddie Mac? And I think it is because I think there is something I would call synergic effect, and it is like timed now. So we know that Warsh will cut interest rates no matter what, and we know the Pulte will act what he needs to do, and I think he will act in the accordance to our desires. Is because of the housing. For the midterm, Trump must have the uh, housing fixed because Iran story failed. It's a mess. He needs distraction. He needs to put something on the side, and inflation is coming because of the oil prices. So what he has is the housing, and that needs to be fixed, and it's almost ready to be fixed. We know currently that Warsh will cut the rates, as you saw in my previous video. Just to clear it up, Trump wouldn't appoint anyone after if he knows that he will not cut the rates. And like he will put me, and I'm no one. If he knows that he don't have any other option that, and he knows that I will cut the rates, so he's the cutting the rates. That is very sure. And why does it mean what is important? When they cut the rates, they want synergic effect of cutting the rates to have the effect on the housing. So if the Warsh cut the rates, let's say for 1%, Pulte will also be able to cut to decrease the spread. So how Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac makes the money? Let me be fast. So the Fed interest rate is like how much is 3-4%, and your mortgage is 6.5, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac sell the mortgage-backed securities around 5. So basically, the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac makes the money between that money that they sell mortgage-backed securities, and they take you away from the for the interest rates. And basically, nominally on the website, if you look at the how much it should be that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac they are supposed to take 0.6%. That is like their guaranteed interest rates. But somehow, with some magic, that Fed interest rates, which is like 3.5%, and mortgage-backed securities, which is 4 and 5%, somehow it grows to 6.5 to 7%. Okay, so we have that. We have the Fed interest rates. If they cut 1%, this year will definitely go 1%, even if more, not more. So the worst cut to 2.5%. Mortgage rate will fall down on a 5. It should be 5.5 if you look mathematically, but these it will be more. It's always more. And on top of that, Pulte will be able to cut into this 0.6%. Why? Pulte will be able to cut that additional quarter percent, if not more, with a few things. First, he can do the buyback of the mortgage-backed securities like he done it before. Why? Because he has the money, he has the power. The Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac can buy additional 200 billion uh, agency mortgage-backed securities. And why he cannot do it now? If the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac are in conservatorship, he cannot move it a lot. First, he needs money from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to pay off senior preferred share. So right now, company makes $30 billion. That is now 30 billion. But on top of that, that is clear profit of the company. It makes additional $20 billion that it pays the senior preferred shares dividend. That means that company is making $50 billion right now. So we have like $50 billion when it goes to the interest or the dividends for the senior preferred shares. We still have $30 billion profit for the company that currently worth $10 billion, but it doesn't matter. Let's say $30 billion company. If we are removed from conservatorship and the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac are the senior preferred shares are written off, these $20 billion will be extra, and Pulte will be able to do whatever he wants with them. As I know Pulte, and as you know Pulte, he will take and cut this uh, this percent 0.6. He will at least cut it a half, and that will create and that will decrease the mortgage interest rate at least for half percent. Let's say even if it's 0.3, it's for quarter percent, it's a big deal. So the interest rates with cutting uh, uh, with cutting Fed for 1% will decrease at least for 1.2%, and Pulte will cut additional 25.25, so mortgage rate will be below 4, and that can happen in a week. Why he can do it? Let me return here. He can do it because senior preferred shares will be written off, and company make currently $30 billion. If those are written off, he will be able to cut into the profit of the company, and that company is still profitable at $30 billion, and that he doesn't have the 20 billion that he pays to the government, but it will stimulate the economy. And those $20 billion that company pays every year will have much more effect on the well-being of the Americans than $20 billion that goes into the budget. While I was listening to the video, I noticed one thing that I didn't mention. Yes, Pulte will take 20 billion from the senior preferred shares, and that it will not be not needed anymore. But those $30 billion that it stays, he don't need that money as it needed before, because before it was needed a lot of money in order to secure the guarantees that the government needs to have to accumulate the money. So he don't need to accumulate any more money. He has $20 billion. If we exit the conservatorship, if the senior preferred shares are deleted, so he don't need $20 billion, and the rest of the money he has, he don't need them, because there's no need anymore for accumulation of the capital reserves. So he can decrease that, and he can decrease the margin of the profit on the company. He can say, okay, the company is worth it, like, let's say, whatever it is worth it, but the profit is smaller. He can decrease that from 30 billion to $10 billion, for example. So he has like $40 billion gap to play around, and to in order to cut into the 0.6 or more percent that we have uh, as guaranteed percentage for the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So he can decrease that percent for sure, because he has much more options. So let's go back to the video, because it will be decrease for the mortgage rate for 1/4 of the percent. And as I said, like, when everything start to move, it will move, and it literally can happen in a 10 days, when the Warsh cut the interest rates. And in order to do that, in order that Pulte add additional 25% cut on a mortgage rates, it needs to be written off senior preferred shares. If senior preferred shares are cut off, we are golden, and that means that we'll be uplisted for sure. Like, because it's already done deal. And if they can pull out some money from warrants, maybe they can, but I don't believe so. The warrants are illegal, but with the brute force, they can do it sadly. But no matter what, regarding the removal from conservatorship, it is a done deal. It is just a matter of time. Stay well, my friends.